The Chinese government has constructed a border crossing bridge in Europe. It is possible to drive through as well as walk through this area. Large ships weighing up to 10,000 tons are able to pass under the bridge without any problems. This bridge is the longest one that crosses a body of water in Croatia. The bridge crosses the southern part of Croatia to get around Bosnia in the middle, and it connects the mainland of Croatia with the Peninsula in Belgium. This nifty bridge was in the area. Constructed, it astonished everyone everywhere. The Croats do not consider it to be a luxury item in every case. However, it must be a requirement for them to survive on their own. The locals will experience significant improvements to their quality of life and economic growth as a result of this new international boundary, which will be created by the crossing of the border bridge. Why then would Croatia choose to construct a bridge at this location? Croatia is a relatively small country that features Before we go on, subscribe to this channel to watch about the most shocking and amazing world projects. Ready? Let's begin. Total area that is smaller than 60,000 kilometers. It has a total population of 4 million people who live there. But it is an extremely compact nation. However, it is a football powerhouse that is significantly more dominant than China. In addition to this, it is brimming with talents and has a solid economic foundation built on tourism at a high level. Building, shipbuilding, the pharmaceutical industry, and various other businesses. However, there is a lack of development in the area's transportation infrastructure. In point of fact, war continued to rage in Croatia from 1991 until 1996. In addition, ever since Croatia gained its independence, the country has been split in two equal parts. In the middle, there is also the country of Bosnia. Because of Bosnia's actions, approximately 90,000 Croatian residents living in and around Dubrovnik are now cut off. This means that in order for them to travel between the two territories, they will need to travel through Bosnia and Herzegovina. Additionally, people will need to accept border checks, which will cause traffic delays, particularly at the port waiting here. Everything seems to take a very passive approach. In order to improve the current state of affairs, Croatia desperately needs to construct a border crossing bridge. In 2009, Croatia made the decision to become a member of NATO and became a member in the year 2013. Therefore, when they made the decision to construct a massive bridge project, and the total cost of the project was calculated to be $5.60, and they were confident that they could secure 85% of the funding from the EU. In 2018, they solicited bids from companies all over the world for the construction of the bridge crossing the sea. The preceding list of it was announced that there would be bidders from 7 different countries, particularly the countries of Croatia, Germany, Austria, China, Italy, France, and the United States of America. In the end, China was awarded the contract because their bid was the lowest and started the building process. Since diplomatic relations between China and Croatia were established, this will be the largest transportation infrastructure construction project that China has undertaken in Croatia. When it took over this project, China, which is a powerhouse in terms of infrastructure, ran into some difficulties. The construction of the bridge was difficult because it took place on uncontaminated water, which posed a number of concealed safety risks. Additionally, the construction organization was challenging, and there were dangers to workers. In addition, the location of the bridge within the protected area is in an unspoiled natural setting, the water of the ocean. Despite the fact that the standards for quality and the protection of marine life are extremely high during the construction process, this was not the primary challenge faced by previous projects in other countries. They were able to design and manufacture their own building materials independently, taking into account the current state of affairs, in addition to other nations. On the other hand, given the involvement of the EU this time around, the design ought to be based on EU standards across the board, from the materials to the construction process, should be carried out, and the EU must ensure that they are being monitored. The entire process, as well as all building materials, bridge structures, and even bridge structure welds and other details need to comply with the specifications for EU bridge construction and the steel structure of the bridge. The requirements for production are up to the highest European ELC standard. Throughout the entirety of the process, the relevant EU parties are required to exercise stringent supervision. It's possible that they don't have faith in the reliability of China's infrastructure. This results in the requirement to devote a significant amount of time to the communication of the whole project. It's interesting to note that when the Chinese engineering team read the EU's design draft, they found it very similar to their own. They discovered that the estimated height of the completed bridge did not correspond with the actual situation at all. The height of the bridge must conform to the EU standard of 44 meters. However, Chinese engineers believe that when a large ship passes under the bridge at this height, there is a high probability that the bridge will collide with the ship. In the end, following discussions with the EU, it was decided to construct the bridge at the height of 50.5 meters that was proposed by China. This bridge extends across multiple countries and connects an excessive number of regions. There is a high probability that the project will be behind schedule if there are disagreements regarding certain aspects of it. Thankfully, everything is operating at a very high level of efficiency. When July came to a close, in the year 2018, the citizens of Croatia were finally able to celebrate the completion of the cross-border bridge by welcoming it with open arms. On the bridge, hundreds of people could be seen singing and dancing as they joyfully celebrated. As a way of expressing gratitude to the Chinese engineering team, people adhere to the centuries-old practice from China. The most significant event in the history of Croatia is communicated to the rest of the world through the use of fireworks. When construction of the bridge was finally finished, since 3 hours ago, it is no longer necessary for people coming from 2 different parts of Croatia to travel through Bosnia. It has accomplished a period of half an hour of traffic, which results in time savings for travel and an improvement to the economics of the two. The concept of regions in the field of tourism. When was it that the bridge first opened to traffic? The travel time is cut in half and the terrain is less difficult for individuals to travel, leading to a significant increase in the number of tourists who opt to drive during their trip. Both Dubrovnik and Peninsula have seen an uptick in the number of visitors in recent years. The tourism industry has been growing at a significant rate, and it appears to be reaching an all-time high point. Oyster farmer Mario Radi-Britvik said that in addition to the time savings that the bridge would provide for freight, it would also bring him an incalculable amount of comfort. In the past, there was no fast channel for the transportation of these farmed seafood products, and instead, they were required to wait in line at the sea outlet. The extremely warm weather would eventually cause the food to spoil, resulting in significant financial losses for them. But now there is a bridge which finally grants Croatia the territorial continuity it has been waiting for and makes transportation more convenient there. Nevertheless, the building of this bridge has been the subject of some debate ever since it was first conceived. And there are those who believe that it is of great importance to the development of people's means of subsistence and the maintenance of peaceful coexistence. On the other hand, there are those who believe that once the bridge is finished being built, there will be an increase in the number of border disputes. For instance, when the bridge was constructed, it was designed to go around a small parcel of land that belonged to Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as the sole port that Bosnia possessed at the time. The construction of the border bridge is more than just an engineering endeavor, but it could also have repercussions on the political front. The creation of a bridge between the 2 parts of Herzegovina will be the most effective means of achieving peace. However, this is a question that pertains to the future. At this point, when the bridge has been constructed, it appears that everything is moving in the right direction. The 2 people's dreams can become a reality with the assistance of China. The dreams of workers in Croatia can be realized. We are also looking forward to the implementation of China's One Road, One Belt, and One Road policy across Europe, which will hopefully help more people and more places realize their dreams. Share your opinion in comments. Click on this video to watch about another shocking project you didn't know about.